And welcome back everyone to the FX Open Invitational Series. I am Unstable, joined here by Railcoon for game number 2 between SlayerSPuzzle and TSLRagnarok. Puzzle taking game number 1 after getting a little bit behind by losing his third base twice, but was able to play a long, safe game to get back into it. Alrighty, so let's go on. Atlantis Spaceship is going to be game number 2. And of course we have TSLRagnarok down here at the bottom left-hand corner as our red Zerg. And then at the top right, we have SlayerSPuzzle as our blue Protoss. So currently one up in this set. Of course, the other two players in this group are Slayers Arthur and NS Hoso Seal. So it's going to be a difficult group for both these guys, regardless of their outcome. So let's see how we go. We, of course, see the pylon block at the natural as per standard. This matchup looks like Ragnarok's going to take his third as his natural, which is also pretty standard.
Yeah, it even caused him to cancel the pylon. Might throw it back down here in a little bit. He just wanted the minerals back for the Nexus, I assume. But he will get chased away, and Ragnarok doesn't quite have enough minerals to drop that hatchery right now. But it's interesting that last game Puzzle got back in by just applying a ton of pressure to Ragnarok, and Ragnarok just didn't seem to know how to deal with it. He kept pulling large amounts of units to deal with small numbers of zealots. Was having a hard time splitting his army effectively, so we'll see if he can figure out something to do differently in this game. I still think he had a pretty big opportunity to punish Puzzle really hard in the mid game, and he just didn't go for it. So again, maybe if he gets another good lead, he'll maybe just capitalize on it a little bit better. There's several things that Ragnarok could do better on in this map, but the thing is, Atlantis Spaceship is really big, so he might be able to use the architecture if he really wants to try and deny that third base against Puzzle like he was doing the last game, because it's pretty hard to secure here for a Protoss player.
Yeah, it certainly is, but that likely means we'll see a two-base play. Puzzle's really strong at his two-base plays as well. He's fallen out of them recently because a lot of Zergs have been figuring it out, but if I were him, I'd definitely go for it this game regardless. Just because it's his best bet coming through here. But of course we do see Ragnarok chasing down the scouts here of Puzzle. He's got this Overlord in a very vulnerable position at the very front here. I'm not really sure why he's just hiding it there, because then when this Stalker comes out, he's just going to die. There we go, he's starting to move it away now. But the direction he's going, I'm pretty sure he's still going to die to this Stalker coming out here, Railcoon.
There is a cliff right next to that pylon. Oh, hey, you just saw the cliff.
There we go, I was going to say.
He's heading up there now. So I was wondering why he was going that direction too. There's another cliff that he's heading to over near the fourth base, but I just didn't think he was going to get there in time. So he made the same decision, decided to go here. Even though the moment any air unit pops out, that one will die. It'll just give him a little bit more vision. We'll see if he parks that Overlord over that little cross area on the bottom right we saw being so useful for a lot of other Zerg players. We saw several Zerg players poking an Overlord over there, and even though it didn't seem to be optimally positioned, it saw a lot of units that were swinging around the watchtower. We do have a Zealot and a Stalker coming in to Ragnarok's third. He's just going to apply a little bit of pressure, make sure he's making Zerglings, which he hasn't been. And now this Queen's going to take a little bit of damage. Doesn't look like it's going to go down, but it's going to get pretty low. And he's just trying to make Ragnarok produce more Zerglings, but Ragnarok is not going for it. He's still droning really hard.
Yeah, well, with the support for the Stalker gone, the Queen can take it on one-on-one with some Zergling support, even if they don't have speed. We do have a Roach Warren on the way now for Ragnarok as well, coming out. Puzzle's follow-up is going to be 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Canceling 3 gateways.
Yeah.
What?
Now he's got 3 pylons on the way. I'm not sure. Maybe he's changing his mind. Is he about to drop like a Stargate or robotics, or what? What are you gonna build here? He's got a lot of money. He's not spending it. I'm really curious. He just added 2 more gas.
Oh, it was a mistake.
Okay, here we go. Twilight Council. This is late, so I don't think he meant to do that. It must have been a misclick, and then he was sitting there doing the same thing of, okay, what do we do now?
Yeah.
So he's gonna switch into the Dark Templars just as I kind of screwed up, so I'll try and catch you off guard. Overlord will come in and see some extra gateways, so depending on
he also saw the Twilight Council.
Oh, did he see the Twilight Council?
Yep.
Okay.
Even if he wanted to go for that, there's no reason to really cancel those gateways, so that had to be a big mistake, and then he was just like, oh crap, what do I do now? There's no way I'm going to hit my timing with my 6-7 gates if I wanted to. He's got a robotics facility on the way as well. Nothing out of that Twilight count. There we go. He's got Blink coming on the way as well. But it's going to be very difficult to really crack Ragnarok now because he's already 20 supply ahead. He's at 55 drones. He's starting to get the roaches out. He's got Link speed +1 for his roaches. His lairs finishing. This game does not look good for Puzzle.
Yeah, Ragnarok's not doing that high drone style we've been seeing a lot of other Zerg players doing. Last game he went up to 60, this time he's at 55, and now he's just slamming out units. He's got some upgrades on the way, but he's a little bit behind on them this game. You can see +2 weapons is actually on the way for Puzzle right now, being chrono boosted, and the +1 missile attacks is only halfway done for Ragnarok. So this pressure isn't going to be quite as strong as it was in that last game. Puzzle is going to try and secure this third base, but if you look, he has to have a lot of sentries over here. There's not a lot of units supporting them. This is kind of dangerous at this point if he gets caught out by a large number of Zerglings and Roaches, which are moving across the field right now. So if he gets his sentries surrounded again, this could be really tough.
Well,
so
even if he doesn't, get his sentries surrounded, he's going to be really tough regardless. There's more Zerglings in production. We do see Roach Speeders on the way as well. And here we go. There's only sentries here, Elkin. Here comes some Zealots as well, but they're going to get completely surrounded. Does bait out some force fields, and now he can go into the natural if he wants to. But he's going to try and buy some time. He's going to get those Roaches up at the front. The Zealots are surrounded. Look at that, nicely pulling back of those Zerglings there, but there's still more sentry energy that he needs to waste. And his entire army is cut off here. There is nothing he can really do about it. There's no DPS to really deal with the damage. The force fields are really nice, but other than that, he's just going to get completely surrounded and crushed. He's 50 supply down. He can't get his third base up and running. He's losing the production facilities as well. And all the energy is now gone from these sentries here, Elkin. I think this is just going to be it for Puzzle.
Yeah, he's taken out a good number of units for that small force that he had here. Did better than I expected. But this third base is still going to die. There's more units coming across the field to support this. And if you look back into his base, there's just nothing here to support it. So I'm not sure what he was planning on doing with that robotics facility. It looks like he's trying to get some Immortals out, but they're just a little bit too slow. Not enough gateway units in front of them, and it looks like Ragnarok's just going to be able to overwhelm him because these force fields are going to run out eventually, and there's just more and more and more Zerglings streaming across the field.
Well, he's doing a good job of keeping the units out, but the Zerglings do get in. There's the GG coming out from Puzzle. A very strange game. Not a mistake you expect to see from Puzzle there. But Ragnarok does tie up the series. We'll be right back with game number 3 and see who advances into the winners match in a second.